have never been 6-1 until now. They're 14-1 in their last 15 games. Here's the one I'm going to shock you. Tom Brady has at least 4 touchdown passes in every single home game this year. At least 4.
At least 4?
At least every single home game
at a minimum
this year.
So
just book it.
So basically, anytime he playing at home, take the over in passing touchdowns.
That's exactly it. They were minus 800 on the money line. They were given 12. They could have given 34.5. Bucks, by the way, 3-0 against the number when they were a double-digit favorite. 0-4 against the number in all the other games this season. Under hits because it's hard to get over 47 when one team scores 3. And Tom Brady is now the only player ever in the history of the NFL with 600 career touchdown passes. Here he is afterwards with our Tracy Wolfson.
Tom, let me start with our conversation this week. And you talked about how you felt this team was going to play really well, that you guys are in a flow. What made you say that in terms of what we saw out here today?
Yeah, I thought we did some, obviously we ran the ball great. That starts with that. The big guys up front played amazing and great job in pass protection. I had a lot of time back there. I missed too many throws today, so little bum, but, we left a lot of points out there. But, a good win, 38-3, and we'll learn from it and take the good, learn from the bad, and move on and be ready to go for this.
Well, you made a bunch of really good throws as well, and 4 touchdowns, and you got to 600 passing touchdowns, the first ever in the NFL to do that. What does a mark like that mean to you? You've broken so many records while being in this league.
I believe I'm just very lucky to play with so many great players and teammates over the years to, I just try to do my job as best I can. And I have amazing people on the receiving end of those over 22 seasons. So nothing in this sport is done as an individual. And in the end, I'm just very grateful for being able to play as long as I have and playing with so many great receivers. Mike had a great game tonight. Chris had a great game. Tyler stepped in, made some plays. Cam, a lot of other guys.
Well, you brought it up, and you brought Mike Evans up, and the 600th touchdown, and he takes the ball and he gives it to a fan. Take us through that whole moment and what happened.
It was pretty funny. He's like, man, sorry, do you want it back? I said, I think they're probably going to get it anyway, but you're good. Mike does so many great things in the community and his foundation, but then he gives back. Every time he scores, he gives a touchdown ball away, so it's all good, as long as I definitely know we got that one back, so that was one I wanted to have.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you, Trace. Appreciate it. I just want to say thanks to hi to my mom and dad at home, my sisters, my wife's here, my kids are here, and love you all.
Yeah, there you go. So you see, when they're a double-digit favorite, they get it done. By the way, they haven't covered any of the other games. 0-4 against the number when they're not a double-digit favorite. It's just been rout city, and he's the mayor. And again, these have been home games in a lot of cases because at home, he has at least 4 touchdown passes in every game at home this year. Okay. Sometimes it's hard to come up with a question because it's like that Saturday Night Live skit. That Tom Brady, remember that time? He's really good, isn't it? I mean, what do you want to say? I mean, 600 career touchdown passes. Yeah. We all know it. There's no other way to say it. I just sort of feel like right now, I mean, Tom Brady's the MVP of the league right now, even though Kyler Murray's team's undefeated and Dak's playing really well. But Brady is the MVP of the league.
Yeah, he came into the game 17 touchdowns through the air. He had another rushing because Tom Brady just can't stop rushing the football. He had 3 interceptions. He comes out of it with 21 passing touchdowns. He is my early season MVP. And you look at MVP, there's 3 letters there, and one of them is valuable. And when you talk about value, it's Tom Brady. There's a reason that Ndamukong Suh, a career mercenary, is on this team. There's a reason that Shaq Barrett, who was ready to cash in this season and still did cash in, didn't cash in the way that he could have in the offseason because he wanted to stick around with Tom Brady. There's a reason that Antonio Brown and Rob Gronkowski and Leonard Fournette all decided to come to Tampa, and it's because of Tom Brady. There is value involved with him, and I'm not even talking about how he's 44 years old and 22 years in and doing what he's doing and breaking these records, but that just adds to the narrative. That, of course, narrative is important when you were talking about MVP, but what he's doing, and the other...
You just said, and I mean, but you mentioned that's why Gronk and Antonio Brown to go there. Neither of those guys even played today.
Right.
They don't need them.
Don't need him. And he has Mike Evans, who has been criminally underrated for his entire career. There was that crazy stat that he was the first receiver to start his career with 5 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, and nobody was talking about him because he was wasting away in Tampa, not playing in any primetime games. One of the cool things that I heard from Tom that we never saw in the 20 years in New England, he's really showing so much more of his personality, but he also he admitted, I wanted that football, that 600 football. I've sort of wondered, like, does he keep the jerseys? Does he ever do the jersey exchanges with guys? Does he care about
guys are asking him.
Right. Does he care about these footballs? Where does he have his MVPs? All that stuff. Does that stuff really matter? And not only he's letting us into his world a lot more as he continues to push this GOAT conversation even further and further out of reach, right? And really the Super Bowl against Atlanta solidified it and everything that he does on top of that. But I thought it was cool him telling our Tracy Wolfson, like, nah, I really wanted that football back.
All right, so can I ask you a question?
What you got?
If he got every football, Tom Brady, from every game, every pass, everything, and he had a pyramid-shaped trophy case in his house, what ball goes on the top shelf?
Probably the one today.
More than any Super Bowl win.
I don't know.
Oh, no.
I mean, any ball in that career.
Maybe the game ball against New England.
Or the most recent.
How about the Super Bowl for Tampa?
Yeah, the most recent Super Bowl for Tampa.
Because that showed everybody it's like, I was not, it's not Belichick, it's not the system, it was me.
I think it's safe to say, and we just talked about the Rams, Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and their offense, but I think it's safe to say the Buccaneers have the most dangerous offense in the NFL.
You don't know who to stop.
That's the thing. Because you just talked about how prolific Tom was, Mike Evans. Gronkowski didn't play. Antonio Brown didn't play. Right now, Tom Brady, at the tail end of his career, has the best supporting cast he's ever had. Ever. Think about it.
He had Randy Moss.
He had Randy Moss, but Randy, he has Mike Evans, he has Antonio Brown, he has Chris Godwin, he has Gronkowski, he has playoff Lenny, who was a Pro Bowl at one time in his career. It's safe to say when it's all said and done, if everything happens accordingly, Mike Evans will go in the Hall. Gronkowski will go in the Hall. I mean, Antonio Brown, we know he detoured a little bit.
Ironically,
I think Mike Evans is going in the Hall of Fame.
Ironically, he didn't win with Randy Moss.
No.
He didn't.
No.
But when
Randy
you look
Moss
at
never won a
collectively
title.
speaking, so many offensive stars.
I get it.
And there's no defense that has enough dudes to cover their
You don't.
dudes. You just
And
don't.
now the scariest part about their offense, guys, they're running the football. They can run the football now. They're not one-dimensional. So it's like when you step on the football field, and I remember Bruce Arians when we used to be in Pittsburgh, when we had Mike Wallace, Antonio Brown, Emmanuel Sanders, and Hines Ward. He used to walk on the indoor. Hey, guys, B.A., he got a little swag about him, feel cocky. How do you want to die today? Fast or slow? What you mean, coach? Okay, if you play up on them, we're gonna go take it up top. If you play off, we're gonna nickel and dime you. You're gonna die a slow death, but just remember you're gonna die today. And we used to feel some type of way because we couldn't really hit them because we're our teammates.
Right, I know.
But he used to talk trash. When you play against Tampa, you have to pick and choose how you're going to lose.
No risk it, no biscuit, Kangol hat wearing, swag walking.
Yeah, he's
That's
talking
what I'm
about trash.
Let me tell you something. You're a guy who's in his 60s rocking a Kangol cap. You got a little swagger.
Oh, you got
no doubt about
You're ready to go. And they are right now swagalicious or whatever you want to call it down there in Tampa.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.